Yeah, certainly. I mean, the kill department, that's one thing, like the plus 30 versus plus 1, but also, I'm looking at these stats, and I'm thinking Castle Maverick, Dokubi Kaid, pretty support, like kind of late round operators, and yet the injury stats are plus 2 and plus 7, 12 and 10 on the side of Anaton, 17 and 10 on the side of Smiling Cat. This also speaks to me about like the Japanese league and like how they play the game. Because if these were the operators that you showed me in like EU, NA, or maybe even Brazil, I wouldn't expect these to be the kind of stats that we see. So yeah, pretty big surprise.
Yeah, just to add to that, like Anaton, he actually, so his top 3 operators played in stage 1 were like Capital, Thermite, and Maverick on attack. So that's very much like quite supportive. And he was the 2nd best player in the league statistically. Like he was insane. And for defense, again, quite supportive like Kaid, Castle, and Mira. So he's very much like a player that is capable of playing these util-heavy positions, these support positions, and fragging the hell out while he's doing it. Now, Smiling Cat was not even the best player on VITE in Stage 1. That was Akasu, but obviously he's departed. He's gone over to Enter Force. Smiling Cat, the next best player, 20th best in the league, so not necessarily up there. But the real highlight for me is, of course, the entry stats. Plus 7 on entry, even outdoing Anaton on that front. So you can see that VITE, they know how to get up in the face early.
Attacking rounds, it's just whatever you value, of course. But also here now we see Chibisu on IQ. I imagine that's going to become a staple, at least as long as VITE they keep bringing out the information game, the Echo or the Valkyrie. In this case, it'll be Valkyrie 2 times in a row. But I like this early aggression. I think a lot of teams, especially in a region like North America, they don't fight for map control and map space as early as I would like to see. Whereas VITE, mirroring those upstairs, keep it barriers as well for an open area defense, by the way. They're basically saying, we want to play as much of the map as possible and try and shut out CAG from entering the building for as long as they can. And then you can start top floor, fall back to first floor, then go back to the bomb site, but then you have the bomb site hatch as well in open area down to the basement. You can come up main stairs, come up the server staircase, and go for a late round flank. So CAG, they have to start speeding up here and buy themselves some time.
With the lack of Dokubi, they brought the Deimos, and that gives them information onto one player, and it is the player there in Exec Lounge, feeling that pressure. He comes to C4, but a nade as well. Duo does open the equation. Really nice work there from Anaton, cutting off from the Kanto. Repel as well, as really it's desperation now for CAG. They've lost 2 engagements. Selma will try and counter this mirror window. Will it force an overpeak? Perhaps not. Anaton finds one. Finally, CAG enter the fray, but still 1 pick trailing, and this control of the top floor firmly held by VITE.
The only issue I can see here is that the generous hatch has been reinforced off, so VITE might be stuck upstairs if CAG they can cut off the crosses, but it won't matter if they keep winning their gunfights. Anaton has to go huge here on top main staircase.
He's making his way towards it, but he loses his fight against Mira. What a great pickup he has been for this team. Black Ray up against the world now, and he's about to get swung again, I think. He's just missed the timing there on that mirror of Mira going into the hallway. Yeah, that funny combo there. I wonder how often we'll see that. But yeah, I mean, this is a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. You see, he has 1 summer charge left, hatch reinforced. Now, that's a really good thing all of a sudden, because VITE could fall back elsewhere. You have yellow ping location on 1, go for a wall bang, do a bunch of damage, but even if you get this solo pick, you got 3 more defenders on site waiting for you, and you only have 15 seconds left. Yeah, he's smart. He's gonna go towards the side window. Oh, nice shot.
Well, yeah, consolation frag for Black Ray, but in the 1v3, this is a Herculean task, and Duo is watching him. What a huge round for Duo on the Malusi, by the way, a 3K, I believe. And VITE are having a phenomenal start here, 2 rounds on the trot.
And it's not just that they're winning these first 2 rounds, but it's specifically how they just won that previous one. It was all strategical. They had mirror windows in meeting, facing, stock, and 1 facing in towards janitors. And they basically almost locked out CAG from entering on the heaven side of the map entirely. Then you're thinking, okay, what about the CEO repel or double window repel? Well, they had those keeper barriers from Asami locking that down as well. So they're playing utility up against the very gun and fight-oriented team of CAG. And while Blackray can hit those kind of shots in the fair 50-50 gunfights, CAG couldn't pick apart the setup upstairs, which won VITE the round single-handedly. This right here, I mean, know what's happening. He's just doing a circle spray there, looking for a drone in the grass possibly. But it's very impressive to me that with 2 roster changes and a departure of their coach, that VITE can actually go in, and just strategically pick apart rounds and say, we might not be the better players individually, we might not have as much experience, and we might be a very new team, but what we can do is theory sessions and rehearse those drive runs in custom games and just know what to expect, because if CAG is going to go for this kind of attack, this is going to be our answer. So I imagine they're trying to play the answer game, and they've prepared for the various outcomes basically leading up to this. Pocket, that's gonna make or break the bombs that execute, and they have 60 seconds to get there. So for CAG, unless they really mess this up, this should be their round.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the question is no longer how does CAG win this, it's like how does CAG lose this? And the way I see is if they start to overthink things, they start to overcomplicate it, and VITE make aggressive plays that CAG aren't ready for. So that's why I like seeing things like this. Shireneko's just here holding the angle because he's read into it. VITE knows their win condition is to overpeak here, and Shireneko knows to just chill out and wait. Now Mira trying to contest the flashes because he is the Warden, but he's about to be under a whole lot more pressure. Duo's found his pick. Oh no,
okay.
You've got to land that. Eventually the recall control does come through for Mira. Chibisu does go down, and it does make it a 2 versus 2 here. Mira's doing more work here in lockers, but he doesn't know where the plant has gone down, and he gets cut down. It's all up to Duo now. However, he's found another pick. Anderton out of the game. It's up to BlackRay to cover in this post plant, and there might be some information if they heard about it. BlackRay's just around the corner, and he knows! He goes in for the kill, and with that, CAG finally get there first.
CAG with a perfect round of confusion on the bombs that execute. You saw VT being like, are they planting? Because like we're on the B bomb side, like we don't see or hear anything, but it was an A plant going down with almost no coverage from CAG. So very risky, but it pays off. And that's purely just the situation of manpower advantage. CAG had so many bodies to throw at the problem, it didn't really matter how cleanly that was executed. And sure, it comes down to basically a 1 versus 2 with one defender being injured, but that's fine. You're in the post plan, that was your goal. And more importantly, you got your first round. But this right here was the highlight for me. Shireneko being, prepared and expecting the aggressive push, and then getting that kill. If that had gone the other way on the main staircase, that could have totally turned the tide of that round, because without main stairs control, you can't really play aggressively in garage. And that was the box position there from BlackRay in the very end. So it all kind of works together in the bigger picture. And for VITE, they didn't get to play utility. They didn't get to shut down CAG from moving around the map, and that's exactly how they lost it. CAG moved in fast, they moved in confidently, and they just took map control, got a couple of kills, and it all fell apart.
So I'm just continually impressed by VITE. Like, these guys are looking nuts. Even when they're losing rounds, they're giving it everything they've got.
That is true. But if they keep losing these early players, that's not... And there's a jump out, yeah, because the blood is on the window itself, I believe, so... I mean, your castle, right? Let's defend this play. Your castle, you put down your bulletproof, you put down your castle barricades, you are just a roaming gun. If an operator were to jump out, he very much did, it's fine. And also, if you get that kill, we're gonna say, hey, that's worth it, because it's castle. And you take down like an active operator of Ram or Ying or IQ or an Outbreacher. That is a good 1-for-1 trade, but because he dies, only doing a bit of damage towards the Ram, we're thinking, hey, that was a bit silly. So I actually want to defend Mannequin and say, I think that was a good play. Trying to aggress and catch them by surprise. And again, they still got the mirror windows, no ash from CAG, they can't quite respond.
Oh,
but look at
no! Mira! He's just farmed them all! That's unreal! How often do you see that? His teammate failed to do so, but he's just gone in for 3 huge kills. No Claymore present underneath that window, so they don't even trade it on back. I can't believe with the T5, 1 clip, he sprays all 3 of them down. I mean, surely that's the round done.
Getting 1 is okay. Getting 2 is a little bit absurd. But getting all 3 and surviving to run back towards the bomb site is practically unheard of. And you're right, there wasn't just no Claymore being put down the window. If you look top left, there are no Claymores in active play at all. They got so much utility, but not the one to cover the one thing that might have cost them this round. And the big thing for VITE, they fall back towards side and main stairs. They play crossfires, they don't overextend, and they're trying to choke. Oh! He was off the screen from Anderton. Bro, you even see the guy.
Japanese Siege. I'm telling you, these guys are actually cracked. Like, that is insane.
That could
Maybe it's winnable. Let's have a look. Chibisu, don't do this to me. There's no way. from losing a player early to the 3K jump out, and now to this 2 versus 4 that Anatson and Chibisu are making look so winnable. It's down to a 1v1 again. Jin is so winnable in this position, but Chibisu's sneaking forward and Jin doesn't know where he is. He swung wide, but the flick comes through! This right here is Japanese Rainbow Six.
That is absurd. It is so surprising, but also such a heartbreak for both teams in some ways. We're praising VITE for how well they played that strategically, but Siege is still an FPS game at the end of the day. Anatson, CAG, they're showing us that. They're not winning from being the more smart players in the server right now, but they are indeed the better players in those 1v1s. It's such a shame for them that they don't end up clutching, because that could be a big way mentally for CAG to get back into the game themselves, but also take VITE off their mountain right now that they're building for themselves, because they have the right idea and they got pretty damn good executes on defense so far.
I feel like half the kills in that round were flicks as well.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are just walking highlight reels. Look at this one. That is insane. How do you win that?
And it starts this follow-up, gets the mirror from Chibisu as well. Then they double trade onto Tosun, deep on side. This right here, though, not exactly sure where Chibisu was looking. Maybe he was looking towards a small box door to his left. They even said what? They didn't understand either. They're like, where is this guy looking, bro? They're so good, except for that one moment. But hey, we take that round.
Yeah. I think what must have happened is the guy, like, going into the off angle in the middle of open area, like, his idea was that he wasn't sure if the player was going to go printer or double door, maybe, like, if there was a rotate to printer. So maybe he was, like, flicking between the two and he got unlucky timing. But, like, that round was just absurd every single step of the way. Constant twists and turns. CAG, had they been able to bring that back from the 2v4, like, surely that would have devastated VITE. But we saw in the player reactions, like, VITE are looking very chill. They're looking very happy.
He pops one open himself, has now drone everything. Pacing is still good though. They got 2 minutes to work with. But they have to start figuring out how to get those entries and put those pieces together. Because right now, they're just holding angles and they're droning, and CAG are doing that same thing. They know that all they gotta do now is not over-aggress and give them easy gunfights. There, 1 minute 45 on the dot, drops back. That's good. And that means Chibisu can stay for a bit longer and then fall back after killing a drone or two himself at about 1 minute 35. Bonk. This is great from CAG.
Yeah, great. Lot of drones taken out there. Only 3 remaining for VITE. But
oh, that's
just going to drop down the hatch and find a double.
Second.
What am I watching? He had the diffuser, for God's sake. He gets traded back. And unfortunately, it's not enough. I mean, it was such a good idea, but unfortunately, not having the diffuser forced his team's hand, and CAG win the round and over. Like, literally, what am I watching?
I wish that there was some follow-up there to help, because I think that drop out of nowhere is exactly the kind of mentality that you need to have. Okay, we lost a player, we don't have enough utility at time maybe to like comfortably pick apart this bomb site. Let's just drop off pace and catch our opponent by surprise. But it was a one-man effort almost. It was one player dropping, another one kind of following, and 2 people waiting for something else, maybe holding a flank. So Duo made a great effort here, but then dies, slows down to screw mine, and gets swung as well. No true follow-up like we see here. Both Tosung and Smiling Cat dropped after the 2 injuries had died already.
I'm still reeling. Like, every single round there's something new that just makes me question reality. With the DMR, spray through the wall, and it does find the pick onto Anatson. They also have information on another player. They know where the smoke is. Blackray trying to use his gas, but it doesn't work. The last player seems to be an electrical going for a swing. He does get his down, but no kill confirmed as of yet. Advantage has slipped away from the attack, but it really just comes down to winning these fights. Diffuser is gone, so this is all coming down to frags. They have to time this player here. Blackray stabbed in the back by Jin. It's all up to Shurip on the other side, but he has the diffuser. They need to hunt him down, and they do. VITE steal ahead on their first round of attack.
Also, look at this timing right now. They had 2 seconds left when they won the round, yet they weren't sprinting into the gunfight. They were walking ADS, trying to time it together. One person swung double door, basically behind the Echo, forcing him to look around, and the other one came from that 180-degree opposite angle from Archive's window. We see so often when time is so close, you sprint, you want to save the round, you don't want to lose this, but because you take it too fast and don't utilize every single second, you die sprinting, you can't fight back, that round doesn't go your way. VITE, the one thing that's really impressed me continuously is how many tense and close moments they've had so far, and they don't look shaken by it at all. They're just doing their thing the right way, using their utility, and actually doing a really good job and bringing themselves back to an equalization in the round time and time again. We see Blitz though, see Armor, we see Lion, so this is what I expected CAG to do, but instead, it's VITE. Would be a little bit of hatch play here in Janitors. Let's push it at the same time. All they need is 2 kills and to stabilize. They're gonna win the round off this. They're gonna try.
Orengo Charm on the Blitz. Let's see if they can make good on the Japanese team of old. VITE tempted. There's actually no line of sight here at top square. Very unusual. This is like 2018 stuff. You very rarely see teams not have a line of sight there. It does mean that the you can't play quite as aggressively and you can't deny top square control, but it obviously also that works both ways, right? The attack can't leverage that to try and put pressure on the players in sight.
And given all the ACOGs nowadays on attack, you would think that that's actually not too bad. One thing missing right now from VITE is no window side repel right now. Some attack gets spent, that can force Mira now as a free gun, probably to go on the repel most likely. Gotta be careful for lobby swing or a window jump out like we saw them trying to attempt when they were defending. But I like this from VITE. They had plan A, rush stock, rush janitors, but then they get very close to executing it and they go, actually, let's not fully commit. We can do something better. Maybe they saw something that they didn't like, either the mute jammer or the wall like you mentioned being reinforced. And now they're going for plan B. This is great showcase from a new team again saying, hey, we don't have to commit to one plan. You are allowed to change and change your mind. 60 seconds left, flash and smoke's going out. Maybe they're gonna go right now.
Everything is so deliberate, everything's so thought out. Here comes the E1D. It does reveal several players. But where is this execute coming through? It all comes down to this Blitz, but revealing his head for a brief moment allows Anaton to take it clean off. There is a trade, however. SMG-11 from Tosung gets the better of him. It's all SMG-11s in the kill feed, it seems. And that continues to be the case. VITE back to a 3v3 now. They have made good control here. Jin on the main stairs and a reposition from Mira. 30 seconds to play as they figure out what is their in onto the bomb site. Another rotation, this time over to the breach on the top square walls. But it comes down to Tosung having a solid entry. He times it on the back of the explosion, and he does make it work with Jin together. The plant starts to go down, and it is all up to the last player. Shiraneko goes down. CAG cannot withstand the might of VITE, who are firing up once again here in Stage 2. They are back, baby, and they are cooking for revenge.
I am actually really impressed at Execute because it's, again, they constantly change the approach and the plan actively in the round. They want to go for a quick rush, catch enemies by surprise. Okay, they're not going to do that. They change the plan. Then they're going to go Blitz in first. He gets shot a bit. Okay, Blitz backs off. Flores rotates over, flashbangs the door first, Blitz then pushes. Okay, small misplay. Blitz dies from the staircase to his left by overexposing his head. That happens, you know, you don't calculate every angle perfectly, but you see the idea and the train of thought from VITE, and it's so accurate. They're messing up in the minor details, which every team will do, even the best in the world. But their overall bigger picture is really clean and clear from our perspective. And when that's the case, it means it's really good because we see everything. So the only small area of criticism I would have for them is Miro is not applying enough pressure on the side windows as Ace. He would like shoot one window a bit, punch another. But we saw the mute just running in CEO half the round, moving freely. That shouldn't be allowed. But with that criticism being done, it didn't matter because VITE still found the round up. Now they're 6-3 in a great position, and they're forcing CAG to change their memo here, going for eternal utility. The Mirror Bandit Castle clash? They don't want to deal with VITE's pushes right now. They want to try and stop them with utility.
Positioning as well here on top of the hatches. There is an aggressive player on the main stairs. The Clashes look to try and contest. She's actually taken the gun out and put the shield on the back, and now dropping through the hatches. VITE have their moment. The plant's starting to go down, but here comes a flank from Chibisu. He could single-handedly win the round. One kill, a second one for him as well. Chibisu can unlock the potential for CAG. However, the plant has gone down. Duo and Smiling Cat can set up solid post-plant positions. Anderson, with the shield back in front of his face, can come and call out to Chibisu. But this retake is not going to be easy, especially because the game is on the line. Duo finds another one. Anderson has no choice. He must stick this. Where is the contest? Duo for another kill. VITE have done it again. They've taken down CAG for the second time this year. A massive win and a huge debut for the new roster. CAG are to be feared, but VITE themselves have proven to be the boogeyman in this matchup.
I love this from VITE. The only concern I have is how many maps have they cooked on? How many maps can they go to in best of ones and keep surprising people? Because that's their big strength right now. No one knows what they're gonna do. No one has any expectations. But for this opening match, they absolutely cooked it up to perfection.
Better than we could have ever expected from VITE. We'll break it down after the break.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Japan League. What a way to kick it off. What a game number one. You think you know what's going to happen. Complete opposite. And then swing it back again 3 or 4 times, and maybe you'll know what's going to happen in Japan League. Now, Nick, how was your first cast here in JPL?
I was positively surprised and also impressed. I mean, CAG, I've seen them internationally so many times, but VITE, I'm like, okay, they were okay doing best of ones in, you know, the group stage, but then playoffs, James said they kind of fell apart. And I was thinking, if that's the more recent iteration of the team, I don't expect a whole lot, but you said it through the cast dev. You think they have improved possibly with the changes than before?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are just looking insane. I love how much confidence they had, and they just are owning this game. Like, everything is so deliberate. Everything is so well thought out. They never count themselves out of a round. Like, they'll be down and they'll still push these things to 1v1s. And yeah, occasionally they lose those 1v1s, but this was as well a deserved win as I've seen in a very long time.
I mean, that 3K run out. That's insane. That should not happen in any universe, and yet it does. And this is the opening game of the stage. We are still in the qualification to the playoffs. It's actually incredible to get to see this and how it went down. And gotta say, VITE, they really put pressure constantly on CAG there, James. What were those kind of big players or big plays that you noticed that made that inflection against CAG?
Yeah, well, the top player was absolutely Jin. Like, he was just insane. 15 kills to 6 deaths. And even though he went negative on the entry, he was just such a consistent player. But really, like, I don't want to put this all on one person from this team. Like, this was such a well-rounded game. Everyone had a huge impact. Like, Duo had some really big rounds. And, like, even Mira as well. Like, a lot of those kills, even though Mira went negative, they were impact kills.
Yeah, very much just a team effort. That's the big story here. And I know if you look at CAG, you're thinking team effort, right? Top gunner 8 kills, bottom gunner 6 kills. That's team performance. But no, there are a lot of kills there with low impact, whereas in VITE, a lot of highly value, high impact kills, but also they often enable each other. They're not making solo plays, they're making all these mini plays together, 2 or 3 people, and actually playing very much as a team.
Hey,